For question number 3, we are going to simplify 3 square root of 6 minus square root of 2, whole thing inside square. So to do this, we're just going to write down this twice. Parentheses, I have 3 square root of 6 minus square root of 2. And another one, 3 square root of 6 minus square root of 2, like that. Then we're just going to multiply this out. I'll take the first one times the first one. When we want multiplying numbers that have square roots, make sure that you multiply the numbers that's both outside of the square root. So I have 3 times 3, that will give me 9. And also multiply the numbers that's both inside of the square root. Square root of 6 times square root of 6 will give us square root of 36, which is just a regular number 6. So I have 9 times 6 for the first one. Okay? So once again, 3 times 3 gives us a 9. Square root of 6 times square root of 6, which is square root of 36, turns out to be a regular 6. Then continue with 3 square root of 6 times negative square root of 2. I have 3 times like negative 1, so I have minus 3. Square root of 6 times square root of 2 is square root of 12. And I'll just leave it like that for now. Then I will take negative square root of 2 times 3 square root of 6. Continue with this. So I have negative 1 times 3. It becomes negative 3 on the outside. And 2 times 6 is once again 12 inside the square root. And the last part, I'll take the square root of 2. Negative square root of 2 times negative square root of 2. Negative times negative gives us positive, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4 inside of the square root. So this times this is square root of 4, which turns out to be a regular 2. Positive 2, 4 plus 2. So then let's see, what can we do with this? First of all, I know that 9 times 6 is equal to 54. And 54 can be combined with that regular number 2. So I get 56. 56. Then we see that negative 3 square root of 2, negative 3 square root of 12 minus 3 square root of 12, they have the same radical. So I can just combine the coefficients, the number in front of the square root. Negative 3 minus 3, we get negative 6. So I have minus 6 square root of 12. So I have 56 minus 6 square root of 12. This is the regular number, and this number has a square root. We are not done yet, because notice that square root of 12, we can actually simplify that. And let me do this on the side. So let's look at square root of 12. Notice that 12 can be broken down as 4 times 3, right? The reason I use 4 times 3 is because 4 is a perfect square, and I can reduce that to a nice number 2. Square root of 12, I will write that as square root of 4 times 3 inside of the square root. But then the square root of 4 right here, that turns out to be a regular number 2. So I have 2 times square root of 3. We're going to use this to replace square root of 12 right here. So we get, this is 56 minus, that's 6. But square root of 12 is what we just did right here, 2 times square root of 3. So multiply 2 square root of 3 for square root of 12. And once again, we can multiply the numbers that's both outside of the square roots together, like right here. So final answer, the 56 does not change. Let me write this better. 56 doesn't change, but I have minus 6 times 2, which is 12. And I'll keep the square root of 3, like that. And I cannot combine anything anymore. That will be the final answer. And so that's pretty much the computation. But let me show you guys how to use this scientific calculator to check the answer. So keep in mind, this is the question, the original question that we are going to do. Okay? So I'll turn on this calculator. Let me see. Hope you guys can see it. Okay? And all I need to do is just enter exactly how I see it on the board. Okay. So I just need to enter parentheses 3 and have the square root of 6, and make sure that you get out of the square root by pressing the right button, and then minus. Let's use this for minus. I have the square root of 2, and then once again get out of the square root, open the parentheses, close the parentheses, then I can use a shortcut for the square button right here, and equal. As you can see, we get 56 minus square root of 3. 56 minus 12 square root of 3. 56 minus 12 square root of 3. And that's it.